Hey, what's up? This is Fefe Dobson, and you're at Popularity.
Out of everyone that you've worked on the new album with, who taught you the most valuable lesson and what was it?
Uh, with making this album, I would have to say, a legendary Canadian producer, actually, Bob Ezrin, who produced The Wall for Pink Floyd, and he did Destroyer, Kiss, and worked with everyone from Julian Lennon to Peter Gabriel. He did The Wall. It's crazy. And his advice was basically, once you stop, I think for me, his advice was just don't. One of the funniest things I think was when he said, and this is crazy, it's not a big deal, but he didn't want me to have any drinks with any sort of milk products in it. And we went out to get some smoothies or something to eat for breakfast, and he was like, I don't think you should get that because that has dairy in it. And I was like, why? He's like, it hurts the singer's voice. I was like, okay, gives mucus and stuff. So he was like Daddy Bear making a track called Can't Breathe on my new album, and he gave me a lot of advice, but some of it is very personal. But he's an amazing man and an amazing producer.
Can you describe how you approach your music, and how do you feel that your approach has changed with this album?
How has my approach changed? Well, for me, I'm just making music I like, and I'm not concentrating too much on what's really, top 40 or whatever. There's certain singles in there you can see that I had to care about those things because it's important, it's important because I want to reach as many people as I can. But I mostly found myself sometimes with a guitar and I'm just writing a folk song, and sometimes I have to have my producers kind of be like, Fefe, you need to modernize that. You can't go out there singing folk. So they help me become a little bit more modern in that sense. But sometimes, because I listen to a lot of Johnny Cash and The Doors and stuff, sometimes it definitely makes me write a lot of music that sometimes needs a little bit of modern love to it.
What would you say are the key challenges that you face during your creative process?
Excuse me, sir?
What do you feel are the key challenges that you face during your creative process?
The key challenges, I'd have to say, honestly, on this record, I felt like I was just really having fun. I try not to think too much, like I said, on what I needed to, what I felt I had to do instead of what I wanted to do. And a lot of this record I made independent and then, got re-signed to my major. So it kind of changed the process a little bit, which was awesome because I wouldn't have ghosts, I wouldn't have stuttering if I hadn't, had that. But so I think the challenge of it was just trying to find a balance between what I am on an indie level and then what I am on a mainstream level and trying to combine the two.
Mm-hmm. What would you say is the biggest thing that you've learned about yourself throughout the creation of the album?
I've learned to be patient, I've learned that all things come when it's supposed to and it's all about timing and to trust, and I've learned that it's okay to be myself, it's cool.
Did any of the songs surprise you by taking a different direction than you initially envisioned?
Any of the songs surprised me. I wouldn't say they surprised me so much as they've satisfied me. They've made me happy, and I'm proud of all the songs on the record, and that's, if I wasn't, it probably wouldn't be out today because I would still be trying to find those singles or find those things that completed the album. Mm-hmm. I'm really proud of it.
What do you feel are the most significant musical moments in your life that have influenced your journey as an artist to where you are today?
I think when, Miley and Selena Gomez and Jordan Sparks, when they covered some of my songs, that really switched things up for me musically. That really made me realize that the songs that didn't come out on Sunday Love really had a time and a place, and it might not have been with me, but it got to be shared with the world, and that really made me happy, and that really opened me up to believing in myself and to keep going and to continue to write, to just move forward with everything.
Do you find that when you perform songs that they evolve or change with each time you play them? Do songs ever grow?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as you play more shows and as you get on that stage more and more, you grow. You know, you should always want to be better. You should always want to perfect your craft even more. And definitely, songs take on different forms every time. You know, just recently I performed at a place called the Mod Club for the album release in Canada and in Toronto, and I always perform the same songs. We changed it up a bit, yes, but my mom and my dad were in the audience, and they were holding each other, and that's never happened. You know, I grew up with a single mother, and my dad just recently came into my life, so my mom had never seen me play my own stuff live, and my dad had never been next to my mom, really. So they were holding each other, and the song took on a whole other form while I was performing it. So definitely things change, things evolve.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to throw out a couple song titles and get your initial thoughts, not necessarily what it's about, just something cool that you remember, maybe about recording the song or whatever comes to mind. First up, Stuttering.
Well, a lot of people think the A's are like computer worked on, but I actually had to do every and every A, every stuttering part there was.
What about I'm a Lady?
I'm a lady. Well, I'm a lady. At the end of the song, when I hold out the long note, I wanted to do that because I remember as a kid I used to listen to Axl Rose hold out really long notes and Kurt Cobain, so I wanted to have my take on that.
Mm-hmm. What emotion do you wish most to evoke from people when they hear your music?
Well, it depends on the song, you know. Sometimes I want to provoke, you know, rebellion, being rebellious. Sometimes I want to provoke joy, just excitement and happiness, and sometimes I want to provoke their inner, you know, their inner thoughts and make them really think about stuff.
Can you describe your attraction to music?
It's my everything. I mean, like, when I was a kid, and I used to go to school, and school was hard, and kids picked on me, like, all I had was my earphones and my Walkman, you know, and I would escape, and that's how I did it, and for all my life, music has been an escape, a place of, like, utopia, like nirvana, like a heavenly place.
Mm-hmm. Creating music is like organizing an accident. What do you think about that statement?
I believe creating music can be that, but I think it's creating music and where it goes is fate.
What keeps you inspired to explore and create new music that you haven't ventured into before?
Love inspires me. What keeps me inspired is love, and you know, and seeing people in love, seeing people fall out of love, and then being able to fall back into love. And children inspire me, kids inspire me, because they're so innocent that they come up with the best ideas, really.
And at this point, what are your hopes for your music?
What are my hopes for my music? You know, to continue to be inspired and be creative, and to touch more people and to share my music with more people.
Okay, and last question for you. Do you have any final thoughts or anything that you'd like to say to the readers of Popularity?
Yeah, thank you so much for being patient and supporting me, and I hope you enjoy the album. And stay in touch. Twitter at Fefe Dobson.